So, um, so what most people think that economics is like, I don't know, maybe playing Monopoly and earning money. You think maybe the people that is studying economics is like just about for earning money and all those things. But if you see, economics is more related to our lives than you thought. So I'm gonna tell you about inflation. So as you see here, you have the same amount of money, like $20 in like about 3 periods of time. And if you see, the things you can buy are less each year. So that means you're having the same amount of money, but like a your your things to buy are lower than you thought before. So it's like very difficult to know. I mean, when your money is going to have more value than the other. And here's an example. Think yourself as of a Venezuelan citizen, and if you see in 2005 that the inflation is like the amount of prices is like 50%, and if you see it's now like 30% and it's still growing. So this is really difficult, and there's like a limit of this that is called hyperinflation. And it is that you have a lot of money, but the things you can buy are like nothing. For example, if you see like here in the German, in one of the German wars, you see that prices grow like really fast. And hyperinflation is like prices growing like every single 20 minutes, so every minute prices are growing. So that's a big problem of this, because no one can control, or if you see nobody is like here to control or have the capacity of doing something to control this. So for example, another thing here is like when, for example, in Zimbabwe, it's like $100 billion from TX. So this is like a big problem. If nobody do that, like we're having a big problem, because all your money, for example, like I'm going to buy a lollipop and you have to carry like a lot of money. So if this is not working well, economy is like going to have like a big crisis. So here's like the money printing machine, and it's like you turn it on and it starts to produce dollars or pesos in this case. But for example, as you see, I'm trying to not to bore you, but this is like a big explanation of how it works. So for example, this is the interest rate, and this is like the amount of money in the country. And this is the supply of money in the economy. So when the central bank starts to print money, this line goes this side. So if you turn on the machine, this line is going to go to the right. So the interest rate will fall. What does this mean? If the interest rate falls, you have a credit and it's easier to pay the credit. So everybody in the economy is gonna like have more consumption. This means that if you consume more, prices are going to go up. So this is like the effect that printing more money has. So for example, in the case of Venezuela, they are printing a lot of money because they need to like pay all the things related to government. This makes the prices go up and up. And if nobody controls that, it's going to be like the problem of Zimbabwe, that you have like a big amount of money and you can buy nothing. So here's like how it works. This is like the demand of money. Like all the people demand this amount of money, and the supply. And if you know when supply and demand are like in the same point, this is going to be the equilibrium, and this is going to fix the rate of interest. I know it's not like quite simple to explain, but it's like I don't know, like a big way in the. I mean, it could solve the problem. So if you see Venezuela is kind of like a problem, a political problem, because of, I don't know, maybe it could be Maduro or whatever. But the problem is like you're losing, your money is losing value and you can buy nothing. So here in Colombia, the Banco de la República has the, by the constitution, it has the order to print and have like controlled inflation. So the Constitución Política said that central bank has to control everything what happen in economy and still like not do not allow the prices to go up and up. So this is like how it works, and I don't know, maybe if you have questions.
I have a question. It is true that the inflation is the taxes for the poor people.
I mean, it could
So
be.
when the inflation is bigger and increase every year, the person who suffer more this inflation is the poor people. Yeah.
As you see, if prices are getting up and you have the same amount of money, I mean, your earnings grow like each year. I mean, so the problem with this is like poor people is not going to have like, I don't know, maybe you earn some amount of money and in the next period you have the same amount of money and you can buy less things. So it could be a tax because poor people is not going to, I don't know, maybe buy the things they could buy with the same amount of money. You see, so it's really difficult to, I don't know, maybe protect poor people from this because prices are growing, and what the central bank has to do is like try to control how much it prints of money and how much it receives from the economy.